Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to be showing you how to fill a piping bag, and I'm going to show you 3 different examples. What you're going to need for today's project will be icing, and you can use your own recipe or you can use the store-bought canned icing. You're also going to need a rubber spatula, a pair of scissors, and then your piping bag. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do it with a disposable plastic piping bag, a featherweight bag, and then I'm also going to show you how to make a bag using parchment or wax paper. And then you're also going to need your decorator tips and a coupler. And this is totally optional, but it comes in really handy. So the first example that I'm going to show you is the plastic disposable piping bag. Today I'm using a 12-inch. These come in a variety of different sizes. And then you can also get different size packages. And when you're done with this, you can just toss them right out. Makes it really simple for cleanup. So the first thing that you're going to do, this is called a coupler, and what it is it's a plastic attachment and it has a ring on it, and this goes inside your bag. So the easiest way for me to do this is just open your bag and roll it down. Alright, and you're just gonna leave that open, and then you're gonna insert the base of the coupler right inside the bag. And as you can see, of course, it's not going to come out the end, and we have to use our scissors to cut off the end so that it comes out just a little bit. So I'm just going to make a incision just so that it doesn't meet the threads here. So as you can see, my cut around the bag is at the end of my coupler. So now I'm going to choose my tip. I'm going to use, let's see, this is a 32, and this makes a really pretty shell border. So what you're going to do is make sure that the bag is inside of the tip and it's not, coming out at all, because if it is, if you can see a gap, that means that your icing's going to leak out and you're going to have a big mess. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this ring, you're just going to slip it right over the metal tip and just fasten it. You don't have to make it super tight, but just make sure that it's on there pretty well. These tips you can get them individually or you can purchase them in a large set. I know that Wilton sells sets that are, border tips, flowers, leaf tips. These come in different sizes, and they also some of them come left and right-handed. When you're using a coupler, makes it really nice for when you're using the same color, but you need to use a different tip. So if we had green icing in here and we did a border and we needed to do green writing as well, all you have to do is just unscrew the little ring, remove the tip, replace the tip, fasten again, and now you're ready to go. And you do the same thing on your featherweight bag. These come and they're not trimmed at all. That's up to you. Now you can slip a tip right in these without cutting the ends, but some of them require you, depending on the size of your tip. As you can see, this one's a little bit bigger than this one on the ends, so you will have to cut a little bit more if you're using it for a larger tip. For example, this just slips down and it comes out the end. So these come in really handy. These also come in a variety of sizes. I have a large 16-inch bag that I use for my icer tip. So when you're putting in your icing for the base of your cake, it holds a lot. And this icer tip, oh my goodness, it is a dream to use. I'm gonna also show you now how to make a parchment bag. The first thing that you're gonna do to make a parchment bag is you're gonna tear off a square. What you're gonna need for this project will be tape and scissors. I'm going to start in the top left-hand corner and I'm going to fold it inward, and then I'm going to take the top right and I'm going to fold it over, and that way my right hand is controlling the tip, if you will. So I'm just going to pull that really tight on the inside, and I'm going to make sure that the end of the bag is closed. Now I'm going to remove my hand and I'm gonna tape down the edges so that the bag doesn't come apart. Now that my bag is closed, I'm gonna cut around. That way it's not in our way when we're filling our bag. Now that our bag is cut, I'm going to roll it down gently. It will tear very easily. So now it's ready for our tip. We're just going to put it right in the end, and I'm going to reinforce it with tape. And this way, whenever you're putting pressure, squeezing out the icing through the tip, it doesn't tear as you're pushing the icing through. So the tape just helps reinforce that. So now that your tip is now inserted into your bag, now you're ready for icing. Now that we have our bags prepared, now I'm going to show you how to fill it. What you want to do is just roll it down just a little bit so that you can easily fill your bag without getting it all over the ends. So once you've got this rolled down, now we're ready to fill. So I'm going to take our icing. I'm just going to get a little scoop and slowly put it in there. And as you have your hand on the outside, just kind of help scrape and, through the bag, just pinch it and scrape it down in there. And you're gonna want to fill your bag no more than 75% full. So where I've got it folded, I don't want to go above that. So 3 scoops should do it pretty well. And I'm trying to be kind of neat when I'm doing this so that it's not flowing out the edges. So I'm just gonna scrape it down. And as you can see, it's going right down. That should work. Now that your bag is filled, what you're gonna do is just fold up the edges, okay? And this works on all of them except for the parchment bag. These are a little bit more fragile and they tend to tear easily. So now that our bag is filled, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take it right here and I'm gonna gather it all together here. And I'm just gonna give it an easy turn. Having it under control here really helps. If you're a lefty, same deal. Twist it, turn it, there you go. Whenever you're decorating a large cake, let's say a sheet cake for example, and you're doing a top and bottom border, more than likely you're gonna run out of this much icing. So you're gonna have to refill your bag. So when you're refilling your bag, make sure that you squeeze all of the icing out of the bag before refilling. And the reason is, whenever you have a little bit of icing left over and you just refill, it creates an air pocket inside and you'll have a blowout on your cake whenever you're creating your border. So I'm just gonna squeeze this back in my bowl and show you, for example. So if you're using, and you've got this much, you're gonna, and you refill it, this much in here is gonna be an air pocket. And then it's gonna, shoot out that air pocket right on your cake. I promise it'll save you in the long run. Squeeze it all out, and then when you refill it, you just take it, and this makes it, when you don't fill it quite as much, it makes it easy whenever you're folding it down again. It doesn't get all messy. So you're just gonna pull it down. Alrighty, and then you're just gonna scoop it back in there. Refill. And what I like to do, I'm just gonna show you this as an example. I'm gonna squeeze it back in my bowl to make sure that I don't have any air pockets. So that should be good. Fold it back up. All right, then I'm gonna squeeze it down. There it goes, you hear it? And there you have it. Now you're ready to continue where you left off. I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode and maybe learned something new. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We hope that you come back soon for more SugarVol cake videos.